It is now my great pleasure to introduce the Honourable Minister for Sport, Bridget McKenzie, representing the Prime Minister of Australia.
Well, as the Australian Sports Minister, it's an incredible pleasure and privilege to be here tonight representing the PM, who loves his sport, but we all know which code he prefers. Thank you, John, for being your chair. I'd also like to recognise my Senate colleague, Senator Don Farrell. We're both actual proof that sport unites in politics. I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, and I too pay my respects to elders past and present. As it's been noted, this is the largest annual gathering of Australian sporting greats under one roof. More than 100 of you are here for 1,000 of you here. 100 of you are here for Australians' Night of Night, and to celebrate the very best of the best. And when you look around this room, you immediately realise you are indeed in illustrious company. You're among champions, and it's pretty humbling. Of course, not all of us can be champions, but the one thing that everyone in this room has in common is a shared love of, a passion for, and a commitment to sport. Our commitment as government is as strong and long-standing. We recognise the pivotal role that sport plays, not just in our national psyche, helping define us as a nation, but also to the health and well-being of our citizens. And it goes to the heart of our national sport plan, Sport 2030, a plan that reflects our commitment to link sport, physical activity and preventative health. It's a vision for Australia to be the world's most active and healthy sporting nation, known for our sporting integrity and our success. And as Sports Minister, it's my mission to get more Australians more active more often. And that's why Sport Australia, the old Australian Sports Commission, and the Australian Institute of Sport have new certainty and direction in their pursuit of sporting excellence. The AIS, both in its own right, is preparing athletes not just for sport but for life, and is also working with our state-based institutions and academies and partnering with NSOs and universities and the private sector to ensure that that international pathway for Australian athletes is clear and supportive and accessible. I think when we first built the AIS, those state institutes didn't exist, so that landscape has changed incredibly over the years. We have a new approach to sports policy, reframing it to include physical activity as well as organised and high-performance sport. And plans are well underway to ramp up sport and physical activity across the country, so every Australian can either be playing sport or part of it, engaged in a healthy and active life. And it's for all ages and all abilities. We're right down at the grassroots, providing grants to local sporting clubs for critical infrastructure, for instance, to deal with the tsunami of interest from young women, with some of those international successes of our cricketers, of our soccer players, and the like. We're looking to safeguard the integrity of sport, and the only thing that took the politicians off the front page earlier this year was integrity in sport issues for about 10 days. So Australians care about this stuff, and we as a government need to make sure that's reflected in our policy. Australians intuitively know and love sport, and just watching those clips before we started, it actually evoked an incredible emotional response in me, reliving the moments that really have defined our nation over my lifetime. We know the power of sport, and John touched on it. It unites us, it inspires us, sport challenges us. It tests us and it teaches us. And as we're coming to see with the Invictus Games, it has the potential to heal us. Thank you, each and every one of those magnificent champions, for your role in representing our nation and carrying our hopes and aspirations. It's not always an easy thing to do. And to all the inductees tonight and the scholarship holders who are our new generation of champions, I'm looking forward to seeing who and what that's going to bring. You're all creating a legacy in this room, and what better captures the importance of this than our amazing 88 young athletes competing this week at the 2018 Youth Olympics in Buenos Aires. We wish them all the very best. And I was just really touched by the words that appear at the front of the program tonight. Courage, sportsmanship, integrity, mateship, persistence, excellence, underpinned by generosity, modesty, pride and ambition. And I think those words not only encapsulate great athletes and great athletic achievements, but I think really speak to what's made our nation, as a very young nation, so great and punching above our weight internationally. So they really encapsulate it. So they beautifully sum up what it means to be involved in sport and what we are as a country, and to ensure that we maintain that. Thank you all for your contribution, and I look forward to continuing to work with you to achieve results for sport into the future.